Hello, thank you for coming by and being interested in how I make my earrings. Today we're going to make a hibiscus earring. First thing we're going to do is put some low viscosity craft UV resin in the bottom of that mold, and then I'm going to hit it with a lighter for a very brief moment. Do not leave it sitting there. You will destroy a mold. Trust me, I've done it 1,000 times. And then just so that is curing for 90 seconds is what I do. No less than 60 seconds. I do 90. It just works for that mold and the depth that it is. And then what you see there in front of you, that cup I picked up, that's hibiscus leaf. It is dried and ready to go into resin. I always put a little bit of UV resin in each thing I'm going to put in, kind of mix it up already so it can sit there and kind of degas a little bit, get rid of some of the bubbles and incorporate. It incorporates better when you start to add it in, in my experience anyway. So I've got the hibiscus leaves that have been mixed in a little bit. And the middle cup was copper flake. And then the last cup, silicone cup, was mica powder, and it's the color tea green. So now that that first layer is done curing, I'm going to start to add the hibiscus leaf. The main thing that I'm doing when I'm adding it is I'm just making sure that it's layered nicely and evenly over inside the mold. I don't want anything sticking out or weird so that I have to cut it later or that it leaves a sharp edge. And I do like to make sure that I leave a little bit of space, an empty space in between, so I can easily drop the flakes in there. I don't pack it full because I like the empty space, the light to be able to shine through and give that copper leaf something to reflect on. And then also it just adds a little bit of depth to the piece. I like that you can see that there's individual leaves in there. So I'm just kind of getting everything situated inside the mold, getting the copper leafing in there, and just kind of putting it where I think that it should go. Like, there's no real reason to where I'm putting it other than making sure that I don't get any sharp edges, which that was going to be one, so out you go, buddy. And then making sure that everything gets nice and incorporated and that there's going to be copper leaf underneath and around all of the little leaves, so that way you really can see some of the shine. And then once that's all done, I'm going to hit it with the lighter again very briefly, and then that's going to cure. And then what you're not going to see, because I hit the wrong button, because I'm terrible at this video thing, is that I'm going to add another thin layer once it's done curing of clear resin, hit it with the lighter, and back under the light for another 90 seconds. And then this is where I hit the right button. Now I'm pouring that backing layer of the tea green mica powder, and I'm just going to put the layer on top of that, let it kind of settle on its own, and then I'm just going to take my tool there and I'm going to go around the edges so I can make sure that it covers everything, but that there's no separation at all. And then I'm going to put it back under and cure. This I let cure for 90 seconds on one side, and then I flip it over and do another 90 seconds, tapping it, making sure it's done, because that's what you do. And then I let it sit there for a solid 5 minutes until it's cool to the touch, because I don't want to leave any impressions on it whatsoever. Because even though it's cured, if it's still warm, you could leave fingerprints, and even though I'm wearing gloves, you can see the glove prints on there, I promise you. It's annoying. So I let it sit there for the 5 minutes, cool to the touch, and then I took it out of the mold. And I had the green mica kind of float out a little bit over, so I have some overspill. So I'm using my deburring tool to get that off, and then I'm going to use my clippers, and I'm going to snip it off as well, because it was too much for the deburring tool to not have me doing that for like 10 minutes. I have no patience, so, snip, snip. So I'm going to snip that off, and I knew this was going to happen because I saw it kind of halfway on my desk and halfway on the silicone mat, but why make things easy on myself? Because that would be silly. But I snipped it, so now I'm going through, and now the deburring tool can just kind of go right over the edges and get everything nice and even. And then once that's done, I'm going to take a very mini little file, and I'm going to file and smooth down what is left of the edge. And I'm going to try really hard not to hit the top shiny surface of the earring so that I don't scuff it up. But the sides are going to be scuffed, and don't worry, we'll fix it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get all of that nice and smooth. There's no sharp edges. There's no rough edges. And then I'm going to also use my drill, and I'm going to get the hole nice and set. I'm going to do everything right now that could possibly damage and or scratch the earring, because I only want to fix it the one time. So I'm taking my little, it's like a little drill bit, but it's like a sander on the edge. Maybe it's supposed to go in a drill, probably, but I just kind of stick it in there and spin it around so that it's doing what it's supposed to do, which is just even out the hole and smooth it out on the inside. And then there you go. It's nice and cleaned up, but it is definitely not smooth. So what you can't see me doing is taking my silicone tool and dipping it in UV resin and then just kind of going along the edges of it so that there's no white spots, there's no scratching, there's no scuffing marks. And then I'm going to go ahead and cure that for 90 seconds. And then that's going to leave it all shiny. You're not going to know that anything happened. It's going to be good. And then I'm going to take my tools and my my jump ring, and we're going to get the back ready. And we're going to be ready to go, because what else are we going to do? The hardest part of making jewelry is literally waiting. And maybe that's just me, because again, no patience whatsoever. But now he's all nice and shiny. There's no scuff marks. Everything's nice and smooth. It looks good. The edges aren't white. You can see that. So that all worked. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the back on there. And that's it. Then you got a beautiful, beautiful earring. Once you clip that together and it stays put, we're good to go. And then it becomes an earring. And I'm surprised I did that as fast as I did, because let me tell you, that is the worst part. That is the worst part of jewelry making for me. I can make all the components, but putting them all together, I will drop things. I will step on them later. I will not be able to find them. It's awful, but it's so much fun, and I absolutely love it, because when you're all done, look, I got earrings. They're so pretty. But yeah, that's how you make those earrings. Please leave in comments about how I can make my videos better. And there they are in all their glory. Go check out my website or my Etsy store, ribbitcustoms.com. And please do leave comments. Ask questions. I love to help. Thank you. Bye.